Hi everyone, this is a work where we developed a mobile app to collaboratively manage mobile privacy and security, and then we evaluated the app through a field study. So the motivation of my study is mobile privacy and security threats that Sapna Khatri was talking about on her amazing keynote talk yesterday. So yes, the third-party mobile apps do collect our personal information through different app permissions and leak, misuse our users' sensitive data without users' informed consent. So what is worse is that majority of the US adults lack knowledge about digital privacy and security and find it difficult to manage by themselves. However, this lack of knowledge and understanding lead users to seek advice and guidance from their close circles. Several studies have demonstrated that people already use these community-based approaches for their digital privacy and security needs. Yet, few mechanisms were developed and evaluated to support such social processes for mobile privacy and security. To address this gap, we developed a mobile app titled Co-ops based on the framework of community oversight that we proposed in one of our prior work. Here is the design overview of this app that allows a group of people to review one another's apps installed and permissions granted to the apps. It also allows users to hide any of their apps from others in order to ensure their personal privacy. Users also have the ability to send direct messages to provide feedback or initiate open discussion. In this study, our goal was to understand users' perceptions of this community oversight mechanism and how using this app impact on their mobile privacy and security behaviors. So we conducted a 4-week mixed method field study with 101 people in 22 self-formed groups. Each group installed, used, and evaluated the Co-ops app and provided oversight to one another on their mobile privacy decisions and shared their experiences through the pre-post study surveys and follow-up interviews. The follow-up interview was optional. So for the surveys, we created 6 new constructs which we derived from the community oversight framework. First, we measured users' perceptions of co-ops, whether this co-ops app helped them foster transparency, awareness, and trust on one another's mobile privacy and security behaviors. And then we measured whether the co-ops app enabled individual and community participation in the collaborative mobile privacy and security management. Next, we created community trust, which is to measure individuals' feelings of whether they can trust their community members with their personal app usage information. We also measured some pre-validated constructs. The self-efficacy and community collective efficacy are defined as users' individual and collective capacity of managing mobile privacy and security. And the community belonging construct measured individuals' feelings of whether they belong to their community. During the field study, each week, participants completed a list of tasks on the app through which they interacted with their community. Our study produced a rich data set, quantitative data from survey measures, app usage log data, and qualitative data from the follow-up interviews. We first performed a non-parametric test to identify significant differences between the pre-post survey measures. Then we analyzed the app usage log to identify how and at what frequencies participants utilize the co-ops features. Finally, we conducted an inductive qualitative analysis on the interview data to understand how participants perceived the co-ops app features that tie to the constructs that we measured. So here we found increases for all of the measures from pre to post study with statistically significance except the community belonging. In the next slides, I'll present each of the constructs corresponding qualitative themes and log analysis results. So the qualitative analysis for the transparency construct showed that participants overall felt the co-ops app provided them the transparent view to their own and others' apps and permissions. However, some participants did feel that reviewing others' apps was a privacy violation for not just their own, for others as well. The app log analysis results showed that around half of the participants actually hid their apps from others. For the awareness construct, almost all participants said that the co-ops app helped them raise their overall awareness of the mobile privacy and security. For instance, this participant said it made them more focused on the app permissions, which helped them to realize the importance of it. And the log results also showed that most participants did review their apps and like their own apps and also others' apps and permissions. In terms of trust, we found mixed reaction. Around half of the participants felt that they learned from others' apps and permission practices. However, some participants were concerned as they felt that most of their community members were less knowledgeable or didn't care much, and therefore couldn't trust their app permission behaviors to learn from. For individual and community participation, we found that participants overall said the co-ops app enabled them to engage in their own and others' app permission decisions and also help one another to make those decisions. Majority said they often got engaged in discussions, mostly offline though, where they received feedback and guidance from others. However, some people expressed concerns because when the whole community is either less knowledgeable or well knowledgeable, because they might not have the expertise or motivation to provide oversight to others. In terms of community belonging, almost all participants said they had close relationships with one or more people in the community. That explains why their sense of community belonging did not change in the quantitative analysis. And for the community trust construct, around half of the participants mentioned they had no concerns using their apps with the community. And some participants specifically said they relied on one or two caring people in their community who would proactively monitor their apps and permissions and let them know if anything is concerning. In terms of efficacies, we found that most participants felt that managing apps and permissions became easier for them as they could simply reach out to someone in the community to ask whether a permission is necessary for an app. However, a few participants said they are already knowledgeable even prior to participating in the study. So our log analysis results provide further insights into participants' overall behavioral changes in their mobile privacy and security. We found that majority of the participants changed at least one of their app permissions during the study, where all permissions were changed to deny. However, we did not see the similar decrease in the number of apps they had installed on their phones. Rather, they installed more apps. This is probably because they saw some of the apps installed on other phones, and that's why they got encouraged to install. So overall, building community collective efficacy for mobile privacy and security was the primary end goal of our co-ops app. To that end, yes, we can say that we saw that our study was successful. However, we cannot claim that using the co-ops app contributed to this significant increase in community collective efficacy because there was no control group in our study design to compare with, which was a key limitation of our study. So future work needs to examine this with control group and also investigate what factors of the community oversight tool, that means the co-ops app, actually helped to increase this community collective efficacy. Next, we found that the participants expressed concerns when the level of expertise among the community was too high or too low. This suggests that community oversight mechanism may work best when there is an asymmetrical relationship in the community. And so, I mean, this asymmetrical relationship should be in such a way that there are some people in the community who needs the support, and so that the other part of the community members can provide that support. Yet more research is needed to confirm this. So, and thirdly, we saw that most participants appreciated the transparency in apps and permissions. However, some found this transparency in app usage was too privacy invasive and also saw it as a potential problem. So these concerns might elevate when the community size gets really large, where communities may contain mixed relationships. So future research needs to also investigate this aspect. Lastly, some of our participants expressed that they were not motivated to provide oversight to people who are not close to them. Thus, a key question remains as to how to incentivize people to provide oversight and how these incentives need to change over time. Our study provides insight into the features and mechanisms that should be needed, that would be needed in a tool for community oversight. First, more granular control on the app hiding to alleviate participants' concern regarding personal privacy. Second, mechanisms to keep users aware of this app hiding feature will be necessary. For example, just to remind users to hide their apps. Third, ability to add external experts to the community when there are less expertise. And finally, including features that encourage users' engagement by nudging users to review others' apps, or for providing oversight, instead of typing the messages, users can just flag the risky apps or permissions. Thank you everyone for your time, and this is the QR code of our paper. Please read and feel free to email me your feedback. Thank you.